Our next honoree has and continues to distinguish himself by demonstrating leadership and achievements in a wide range of activities that has made our community a better place to live, work, play, and learn. Once again, please direct your attention to the screen.
Mel Wilson, a leader in the San Fernando Valley and the real estate industry for more than 40 years, is dedicated to improving the lives of others.
I went to Cal State Northridge, and I was a business major there. I studied accounting and management, and I played a little football there. My senior year, I made the Kodak All-American team. I got drafted by the New York Football Giants in the 5th round, bumped around the league, got injured, and decided to get into real estate. I went back to Pacoima, the community I grew up in, and I knew there were a lot of good people in Pacoima, and so I was willing to fight for them. There was an opportunity to become an enterprise zone. I got involved, and we increased jobs significantly, and Pacoima was able to turn itself around and be a place where businesses wanted to locate. I have a passion for just making a difference in society.
I think Mel has done everything possible within the real estate association community. He got involved very early at the Southland Regional, a local association, became president, was Realtor of the Year before that, which is very rare that someone who has not been president was voted Realtor of the Year. At the state level, he's an honorary director for life, and he's had numerous positions nationally as well.
In 1994, we had a tremendous, devastating earthquake. We got together, a number of us leaders, and we formed the Valley Economic Alliance, and it was primarily formed to help us market and brand the San Fernando Valley and to get businesses back on their feet. While serving on the Metro Board in the aftermath of the Northridge earthquake, we were able to get the transportation system back up and running. One of the most important things I think I've done is I've advocated for the Valley. The Orange Line is one of them. We were able to get a station in North Hollywood and Universal for the Red Line. And one of the last legacies, which is not quite running yet, is the East San Fernando Valley Rail Transit. Is it okay for kids to be at home when their parents are riding the bus for 2 hours? To me, it's not.
Mel's tackled everything from rent control to sign ordinances, you name it. If it involved real estate, Mel was at the forefront.
I would describe Mel as a person who just really does do everything he can do to help people.
There was a big move to just say we're going to make every property owner pay for sidewalk repair.
I thought that was patently unfair.
Mel led the charge for our association, and everyone said he couldn't win it. Eventually, a solution was made that made everyone happy.
I believe that real estate is really the stepping stone to being a part of the American dream. The Housing Our Workers Forum was my brainchild. Los Angeles has an acute housing shortage, and the workers are taking the biggest hit. I was really driven by this fact that there's no housing affordability for middle-income workers and millennials. So I went back and got my master's degree in real estate.
He has mentored more people in the Real Estate Association.
I feel that God has given us all gifts. And one of my greatest gifts is the gift of teaching and the gift of giving. My philosophy of life is really pretty simple. Treat others the way you want to be treated, and it's more blessed to give than to receive. And when I do that, I have big smiles.
Mel Wilson's commitment to helping others and his civic activism make him a guiding star of the Valley.
Ladies and gentlemen, my friend and all of your friend, Mel Wilson. Introducing Mel, by the way, is his football coach from San Fernando High School.
Howard Marcus.
Howard Marcus.
Thank you, guys. It's really my pleasure to be here tonight. As a longtime Valleyite, I remember when my parents decided we were going to leave Brooklyn, New York, and move to the San Fernando Valley in 1947. By the way, go Dodgers. And so I've been in the San Fernando Valley since about 1947. Went to Van Nuys High School. My girlfriend and I graduated from San Fernando High School. 1953, and things were sure different, so I'm going to take a minute and tell you about it. You know, in 1953, sports in the San Fernando Valley was very interesting. We had 4 high schools in the San Fernando Valley. And how do you have a league with 4 high schools? That's not very easy. So we had to bring in 3 more high schools. And who made the Valley League in the early 50s? The 4 high schools, Van Nuys being one of them, Hollywood High School, Verdugo Hills High School, and Eagle Rock High School. And that was our 7-team league where we could play 6 games. And some of you might think you know who were the 4 original high schools, Van Nuys, and who were the others that started in the early 20s and went on. And maybe afterward you can tell me who those other 3 original high schools are. But it was great. So I playing football there and leaving. I go to Oregon State College, and I'm up there for 5 years. And then it's time to come back, and I'm interviewing for jobs in Oregon, teaching jobs, coaching jobs, Oregon, California, but there's only one place I wanted to go, and that was Los Angeles City Schools. So I accept my first job teaching 5 periods of science at Reseda High School in 1958. Trying to get a coaching job in those days wasn't very easy. Not like it is today when half the coaches in the city schools are from outside. And finally, in 1960, I get that wonderful phone call and says, we want you to go and interview for a job at San Fernando High School, coaching job. Well, that was the dream of my life, coaching at San Fernando High School. And the interesting thing about that was, at this time, we had 3 children, and in '59 we said, we got to buy a house, but, you know, teaching salaries weren't very plentiful in those days, so we decide we're going to buy this house in this little town about 25 miles north of Reseda, a town called Thousand Oaks. And it was the only house that we could afford to buy. So now we're in Thousand Oaks, and I'm saying, San Fernando High School.
We want to know about San Fernando High School, not Reseda.
Well, I'm going to tell you about it. So, trying to get to San Fernando High School from Thousand Oaks, that was no 118 freeway. The 101 was mostly Ventura Boulevard and up Sepulveda, and then finally we were there. And then I want to talk about the year 1971. We had a senior, rare occasion, we had a senior that says, I want to come out and play football. Name was Mel Wilson. He played 2 years of basketball, 2 years on wrestling, but he's never played football. Wants to come out as a senior. Almost everybody on that team had 5, 8, 10 years of Pop Warner football. So the coaches said, let's give him a chance. Taught him how to put his shoulder pads on, taught him how to put his uniform on. And he comes out there, and with his work ethic that has continued all his life, he just works hard. finally we decided we got to do something with this guy, so we'll put him on the special teams, you know, the punts and the kickoffs, and maybe he can get in a few plays. So he's out there early in the year, and he's working hard, he's looking good. We see him downfield making tackles and doing all those good things, so we say, maybe we should try to give him an opportunity to play some defense, get him in the game. He's a senior, you know. So we make a defensive end out of him, okay? But we've got a very good team, and we've got a couple of seniors that are returning defensive ends. And to his liking, one of them gets hurt, and he's out for the rest of the season. And he gets a chance to play some defensive end. Well, the story ends by saying he started a game, he started the next game, and he started every game during his senior year. Then he graduates, goes to Cal State. No, I was going to say went to Cal State Northridge. He didn't go to Cal State Northridge. He went to San Fernando Valley State College. Okay. Well, it's very interesting. He graduates and goes there, and the coach that had been recruiting all of our players from USC takes the head job, and he asked me to go there as his defensive coordinator. So we both graduate at the same time, and we go over to Cal State Northridge, and I didn't even know he was there. And one day, we're on campus, and I see him, and I said, I didn't know you were here. And he says, yeah, I think I'm going out for the wrestling team. I'm a business major. And I said, no, you're not going out for the wrestling team. You're going to be playing football. And so he joins the football team. And ironically, about the second year I was there, I decided a different program. I took a leave of absence, went back to the LA City schools, and he stays 4 years and plays football at Cal State Northridge. By then it was Cal State Northridge. Well, how did he do? You read it in the program. College football. College football, All-American, and so forth. But I got to finish with this, and I got to tell you, he also was drafted by the New York Giants in pro football, played Canadian football, and then he gets injured, comes back, and we get acquainted again, and quickly...
That's for me. That's for me. That's for me.
Huh?
That's for me.
Yeah. And quickly we get together, and we get to know each other, and he says, is it okay if I don't call you Coach Marcus anymore? And I said, that's fine. What do you want to call me? He said, I want to call you Dad. Somebody, somewhere wasn't there. Someone wasn't there for him. So.
How about it for Dad? How many of you have a dad you can be proud of?
My son, Melvin Wilson.
Don't go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love this man. I love him. And you know what? He loves me too. I am so honored to be with you this night, to be among those who are being honored as well. I feel like I'm living a dream. Don't wake me up. I want to thank, first of all, my God for allowing me to be here. I want to thank my beautiful bride, Bessie, 46 years of marriage. I want to thank my dad, Howard Marcus, and his sons, Lance and Garth over there. And my dear friend, Wendy Brogan. She's not here, I don't think. Are you here, Wendy? She's here in spirit. I thank her as well. And lastly, I want to thank the Valley Economic Alliance, of which I've been a founding member. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, Randy, your crew. You guys are awesome. I want to pay tribute to the other recipients just briefly. The honoree Age of Learning. You're doing awesome work. Morph, do you have makeup for men? Okay, let's talk. One of my favorites on television, Bruce Bothleiter. Man, you're awesome, brother. Woo! And Model of the Year Beauty Queen, woo-hoo, Sybil Shepherd. Woo-hoo! Real briefly, you know, my roots were in Alabama, segregated South, not a happy time. But I came to beautiful downtown Pacoima, and I got a lot of Pacoima friends in the house. Hello, Pacoima. I'll make it short. As it was said in the video, there are two basic tenets that I operate by. One of them is, it's more blessed to give than it is to receive. And the other one is, treat others the way you want to be treated. And you know what? It all works out. And I've been on teams for a long, long time, and this man here was the coach of one of my most successful teams. Along the way, I was guided by a number of people on that team. Bob Morris, a little Native American, Mexican American in Pacoima. Sam Dijon, my wrestling coach at San Fernando High School. And of course, Howard Marcus. Marie Harris, who mentored me. Rose Goldwater, who mentored me. They gave me guidance. They gave me love. And lastly, what I'd say is, I believe that God has given each one of us a gift and a purpose. And He's empowered you to do good with that gift. So I urge you, use your gift, make the world a better place. God bless you all.
Thank you, Mel.